the mic in case you didn't introduce yourself? Okay, great. Thank you so much. And I just want to welcome everybody to the Morning Huddle for Friday, October 22nd of 2021. And as I like to start every week, I want to share some quick resources with you so that you're informed and connected to what's going on, okay? So let's go ahead and share my screen real quick before we get to our featured guest today, Mr. Leroy Jones. So our friend, Dr. Anna Etienne at FIU Food and the Startup FIU program has shared this amazing opportunity. I wanted to share it with you guys. This is in conjunction with Bank of America and the inaugural Small Business Holiday Village at the Underline. So this holiday season, 10 small businesses will be selected and featured at Bank of America's inaugural Small Business Holiday Village. Winners of the Bank of America pitch competition, hosted by Startup FIU, will receive a $2,000 prize, will be featured in the Miami Herald, and will showcase their products at the Underline, right? So this is perfect for any small business within Miami-Dade County that has retail products, including packaged food and beverage, apparel, art, pottery, jewelry. Ms. Stacy, I'm thinking about you, and many of you have products, and this is a great opportunity for you to enter this pitch competition. They train you in a boot camp for 1 week prior to actually competing in the one of two pitch sessions. And it's a great program and an opportunity to fine tune your pitching skills too. So the Pitch Day 1 application deadline is today. So there's time. The link to the application is in the chat box, so you can save the chat box. And that pitch session is going to happen from October 25th to the 28th, okay? And then there's a second pitch day, and the application deadline for that one is November 5th. And that's going to happen on the 8th through the 11th, okay, the boot camp. And you see the application deadline and the pitch day. So all this information is in the chat box. Please check it out. And if it's not applicable to you, maybe you know somebody who could benefit. So please share the goodies with them. That being said, also with Dr. Anna Etienne at FIU, we are wanting to promote this service. I believe this is still open for applications. The link should be in the chat box. If it isn't, let me know. And this is a 3-week food and beverage impact accelerator. So any food and beverage product must be an existing small business, must identify a product that can be shipped or delivered via a third party. This is a great opportunity for free workshops, modules, training, one-on-one consulting sessions, everything you need if you're in that industry to really get to a great point to where you can really start thinking about scaling and growing your business. So a great opportunity. I wanted to share that. Again, that link is in the chat box. And lastly, this is not per se business related, but the mayor wants us to make a big promotional item out of this because this is very important. So the COSD Department of Miami-Dade County is created this great flyer because there's an opportunity here under the American Rescue Plan for 2021 Advanced Child Tax Credit enrollment. So this is happening now. The benefits are significant, okay? And this may not apply to you, but you may know parents that are struggling with these issues, and you can pass this on to them. COSD, right? Department of Miami-Dade County has set up these centers, and they can get more information there. The phone numbers are there. The link to this flyer so that you can spread it among your networks is in the chat box. So I want you please to think, even if this doesn't apply to you, can you pass it on to 1 or 2 or 3 families that could benefit or more? Spread it with your churches, spread it with your networks and civic organizations. Just help us spread the word. As always, Miami-Dade County is leading the nation here. And thanks to the mayor's leadership, we're leading the nation on getting these types of programs in the hands of the people that need them. And we're really proud of that. And Miami-Dade County is kind of like a model county in the country. And so that's something we can be proud of, but it depends on all of us, okay? So thank you. That's the information there. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing, take a deep breath, and just announce our featured guest for today, Mr. Leroy Jones. Mr. Leroy Jones, I'm the president of his fan club, and he's an amazing person that I've known and an amazing leader that I've known for decades. So we go back to the early 2000s when I got involved with the Mom and Pop Grant Program, which he helped to, he founded in Miami-Dade County. Now it's an official Miami-Dade County grant program. And so we're going to be talking a lot about that, but he is the executive director of the Neighbors and Neighbors Association of, Tools for Change, and just a great leader, always working hard to ensure that our community is, elevated, and that we have safe communities and everybody has a chance to prosper. So it's a great partnership that we have with NANA, with the mayor, with Miami-Dade County, and it's just wonderful. And so with that, I want to give a big round of applause. Please help me welcome Mr. Leroy Jones to the Morning Huddle.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Leroy. Happy Friday.
Morning, everybody.
So go ahead, Mr. Leroy.
First, I want to thank you, Danielo, for inviting me and letting me be a part of the huddle. Thank you so much. And I want to say, brother, like I'm probably more of a bigger fan of yours than you are of mine. So we go back, way back. We worked together for over 20 years. I want to thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your appointment in the mayor's office. I think that's grand, bro. That's an accomplishment. So imagine that on your resume.
Thank you, Mr. Leroy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Before we get started, I have a bunch of questions. I just want to remind everybody that this is your huddle, and that if you raise your hand, I will pass you the mic and you can make a comment or a question for Mr. Leroy. It's a conversation that we're in. It's the huddle, right? So that being said, Mr. Leroy, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to, we want to talk about mom and pop grants, getting grant ready, some of the good news that's happening at NANA with the incubators and some of the great announcements that have been made. And also we want to share your wisdom, or get the benefit of your wisdom in business. You're a very shrewd business person and you have a great business mind. What could we be doing to make 2022 very, very successful? That's what I want to cover today from my agenda. But of course, this is everybody's huddle, so they'll have questions, comments, and we'll get into that. But where do you want to start? Do we want to start talking mom and pop grants?
Yeah, let's talk about money. Money always makes people happy, right? So the mom and pop small business grant program been around now. I would say it's entering its 24th year, 23rd, 24th year. It started off in one commission district, which was District 3. In fact, former Commissioner Barbara Carey Schuler was the one who gave me the task of creating a simple program that small businesses in her district can apply. And of course, over the years, it's grown from one district, 3 to 5 to 7, and now been offered in all 13 county districts since 2001. So it's been an official government program since 2000. So imagine that, that this program that was created by a small nonprofit inner city organization is now an official government, has been an official government program since 2000. Like, if that's not a great accomplishment for a nonprofit organization, I don't know what it is. And it's offered in all 13 county districts. Usually the applications start to come out around in January because everybody want to wait until the holidays is over. The money is always approved in October, but because of the holidays come right after then, all the districts usually wait till January to start putting the information out about the application. So it's offered in all 13 county commission districts, but so each district has its own set of guidelines. So it's not a one-shoe-fit-all program. So what offered in one district can be totally different from what offered in another district. Okay. So the funding, so the commissioners split equally the funding that's approved by all 13 county commission districts. So nobody get more than the other. So it's equally shared. And so you might see an application that say the maximum amount is $2,500. You might see one say $5,000, and you might see it as high as $10,000. But that don't mean that commissioner district got more money to offer. The selection committee or the commissioner's office wanted to offer bigger grants than others. So it don't mean it's one got more than the other. Okay, so You might see some say different amounts. They're going to say different amounts. Okay, but the average amount that they put in the application that you can apply for is up to $5,000. So that's probably the average in most districts. Okay. So the time period when it comes out is different. So you might have 2 come out the same day, 3 come out the same day, 1 come out a few days later, 1 come out next month. So they'll be out starting in January. Some might come out in February, as late as April. I've seen them come out as late as April. Okay. So it's a very simple process. When it first started, it was only 1 page. Then it grew at its heyday of requested information. It grew as many as 24 pages. But now it's back down, I want to say, to probably about 12 pages. And the reason why it grew, because it became so popular and we wanted to safeguard and protect the program. So we put a lot of elements in there, you know, that will safeguard the program. But then years later, it allowed us to relax it some more, because we were watching everybody that was doing everything that was right. Nobody was trying to be sneaky or do anything under the table. So it allowed us to relax the application more. But in most cases, all they're doing is just asking you simple information that you should know. We found that some people do go to other people to help them fill out the application. And I've seen where people charge as high as $500 to help someone do an application. But, you know, I cannot tell you not to pay anybody to do an application, but I can tell you that whatever you need, you're going to have to tell them. So you already know the information. So why pay somebody $500 to do a simple application that they're going to have to get the information from you anyway to do it? So have your daughter, your son, or one of your employees, if you don't understand it, to do it is very, very simple. And it's so simple that people have challenged me about the grammar. They say, well, it's not a proper grammar. It's not a proper grammar. And I say, look, I know it's not a proper grammar. It's the grammar I want to use, because I know, having been a small business owner, my family used to run and own a small grocery store before my sister retired. I didn't have interest in it because I don't like to sit in one place all day. But having ran a small business, I understand that the language that you use can decide if someone apply or not. And I'll use an example. When you see most government programs that's offered in newspapers, the language, if you don't understand it, then you might don't apply because of the grammar and all of the words they write in it. It scares you sometimes. But the mom and pop is so simple that, you know, it's street grammar. How about I say that? Okay, so that anybody could understand. Okay, and so I think I think 2 things that kept this program around since 1997, 98 it started. 2 things that kept this program around is that the grammar was never an issue. We always kept a street grammar way, you know, a 3rd grader could understand, right? And the second thing is, it's not a one-shoe-fit-all. So it's catered to that specific district, because each district in the county is different. So we didn't want to do a one-shoe-fit-all, because what is needed in one district is needed and understood in another district. So I think those 2, and the last thing, people doing the right thing, kept this program and keeping this program around, you know. And so I would, you know, it's been thousands of contracts that's been executed by this one program. You know, I think it'll be safe to say over 15,000 contracts been executed for people to get money through the small business program since it's been around. And I'm sure I'm backing off on the numbers. I'm sure it's a little higher than that, but to be safe, I'm gonna say 15,000 contracts executed on program. So in a nutshell, to close it about that, you know, if anybody got any questions, I hope I answer. Oh, just to talk about some things that you will need, because I know that's cool. Okay. You're going to need a local business tax with the county. So regardless of where you located at in the city, in Miami-Dade County, if you're in a city, you're still going to need a local business tax receipt from Miami-Dade County. And if you were located in a city, which is called a municipality within the county, you would need that municipality business tax receipt as well. So if you're in Homestead, Florida City, Miami Gardens, City of Miami, Miami Beach, you would need that city LBT as well. And of course, if you're incorporated, incorporation got to be active with the state of Florida. Most cases, they want to know if you've been around a year or longer, but that can vary per district. So those are some of the things that they ask for. But it's very simple. Just follow the guidelines and you won't have any issue.
Mr. Leroy, you said that it was 12 pages, but when you sit down without the rush and you look through the pages, you see that it's pretty standard information, right?
Yeah, so most of the pages is just information, you know. So from page 5 to I want to say 10. So 5 pages is basically what you're filling out. And all this is really asking you your name, your business name, your address, how long you've been in business, what you want to use money for, have you got mom and pop money in the past, do you work for the county, you know, how many employees you got. So it's very, 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 very basic, simple, like really only like 5 pages that you're going to fill out, which is really simple. But remember, each district is different, so the application is going to be a little different, but they all are simple.
Yes, and you know, you mentioned the local business tax, which is important. That's the SunBiz or Florida registration for your small business, and also that kind of segues into what I wanted to talk to you about, which is the mom and pop grant is coming up, but there are other grants that pop up from time to time as well. And some of the things they ask you for, Mr. Leroy, are very similar, right? So can we talk a little bit, can you share some advice on what small business owners can do to be grant ready, right? That's a conversation that we want to start, right? And discuss, how do you get grant ready?
So COVID woke our eyes up, woke a lot of people's eyes up, particularly people who are small business owners. Because during the COVID time, there was so much money floating around. The county literally itself probably had about 12, 13 programs for grants and funding for small businesses, not counting what the state had and the federal government had. You know, so with so many programs floating. But I would say, because I've been in this field of helping small businesses, the problems that I see are hereditary. They are pretty much the same, because most people, well, I won't say most, the problem that you see is that, of course, they want grants more than loans. They don't understand that a loan makes you help build your portfolio, your credit, and your credibility, and make it easier for you to get bigger money. If you show that you got a small loan, you pay it off on time. But when you get a grant, that don't help. Okay, it don't help build no credit, no credibility for you with no bank or no lending institution. So just be aware that getting a grant is good, but don't focus on just a grant. Look at loans too, if you want to build your business portfolio. Okay, so what we witnessed, and what I've been witnessing for years, is that they're not ready. So a lot of businesses not ready. They scraped some money together, and they had this business idea. Somebody told them that the collard greens was good, so now they think they can go to a restaurant because somebody told them they got the best collard greens. Use that for an example. And believe it or not, restaurant business is probably, if not the hardest, one of the hardest businesses you can go into. It's very tough running a restaurant the way you're supposed to run it. I mean, with the temperature, the cleanliness, and all that. So they have this ideal, and then the next thing they do, they go look for a facility. And what they look for the cheapest place. Why? Because they're just starting up, they're trying to save their pennies. And a lot of times the cheapest place is not in the right location. So it's one thing to open a business in a location where nobody patronizes what you sell or what you offer because it's cheap, and then going to a place that you have to pay more, but guess what? The clientele is there. So who you think is going to last the longest? The one that goes someplace where the clientele is there, although they have to pay more, than someone going someplace because the rent is cheap, but nobody in the area. It's no clientele can connect you to where you're at. Okay, so buyer beware. So that's two things I want you to say. And thirdly, they don't. The research is not done as relates to what all you need to legally operate, and that can be different. Okay, so some people is state regulated. Yeah, you need a state, especially like food, janitorial service, now construction. You can go get a construction um, LBT when it was called occupational license without having a state license. Some years ago, when I first came on the scene, like you could get that. Now you have to show that you got state certification in order to get an LBT with the county. And so do your homework and make sure that you operating properly. For an example, you might can go to Miami-Dade County and get an LBT and you're in the city, and whoever's serving you there don't tell you that, look, you can't get this county LBT until you get the city because you're in a municipality. Every now and then it'll slip by and they'll give you that county LBT, and then when you apply for some money and that application says that you need a city LBT and you don't have it, and the first thing you're gonna say, well, I don't need one. You don't think you need one because the person who serviced you at the county either missed it or didn't tell you need one. And now that you up against a time period, because when you get the city, you got to get a use before you get the LBT. In most cases, unless you're a landscaper or a mobile car wash, then you can get around the certificate of use. But if you're a storefront, you got to get a certificate of use and an LBT. From that municipality, which is a city, and one from the county. And of course, being incorporated. So a different kind of corporation you can get. You get the LLC, you can get the regular incorporation, you can get a fictitious name. So it would behoove you to do your research to meet with an organization that knows about business structure and what kind of license that they can pull up. If you're not computer savvy, to go on yourself and look it up. You can go to the state website and they'll tell you basically like what you need. So
yeah,
so one other thing, I'm sorry. So my staff just didn't want me to miss something out. And so May the 1st is you having to May the 1st to renew your corporation every year. And if you don't renew it by May the 1st, then you sanction with this late penalty, which usually start off with $400 and some dollars plus what you have to pay anyway to get incorporated. And what we witnessed is a lot of businesses, to keep from paying that $400 and something dollars plus what they usually will pay, they change the name of the corporation. They'll drop a letter or add a letter or swap it, change what's said in the front to the back. And when you do that, guess what? Now it's a new business. It don't have the same years and credibility as the old one because you started off very new. So when you might apply for a program and you put, particularly the mom and pop, and you put you've been in business for 10 years, and we pull it up and we see this new corporation you got only been open 6 months, and you say, well, I was incorporated, but I had to change the name because the corporation lapsed. But we have to go by what the new company says. Can't go by the old history. So you need to pay your corporation fee by May 1st, or you're gonna be hit with that sanction. And if you got the extra money to pay, that's up to you. But remember, if you change anything, even one little letter, then you start a new company. Okay?
Wow.
So that is very important. We watch so many businesses do that.
Wow. Okay, that's a great insight, Mr. Leroy. Let me ask you about this idea, right? Because I was helping small business owners during COVID, et cetera. Having a folder that has all this information, right? The LBT, the SunBiz certificate, your DUNS number, your EIN, your tax filings, everything in one file, and then also an electronic version of that. Like get a scan somewhere, and then have both versions, so that when a grant or even a loan program pops up through CDFIs, which are very favorable loan terms and a lot of assistance, you have everything ready, and it's not a stress stressful situation and starting from scratch every time. What do you think about that idea?
So you got good news. However you want to see it, I still think it. So any of our incubator resource centers, you can come in and get service for free, right? So funded by Miami-Dade County, the city of Miami, South Town CRA. We got funding from those government agencies to assist businesses that might need some assistance or want us to help them look to see to get their business in the right direction as it relates to what is required to operate. So we have 5 locations in this county where no matter where you at in the county, you can come and get our service. Okay? We have our newly opened Richmond Heights office. Still learning the address. But we just did ribbon cutting and celebrated our new and 5th incubator resource center in the heart of Richmond Heights in the Arsenio Bullard Plaza. The address is 14508 Lincoln Boulevard. And we also have our office in Goulds Resource Center, which is 11845 Southwest 212th Street. But we're relocating our old office into this new office. So you got to give us about a month to be ready. We're moving into a much larger space than what we had. And it's a brand new building. We got the whole bottom floor. It's a mixed use, residential on top, commercial on the bottom. We got the storefront on the bottom. We're facing 216th Street. It's a beautiful site. Got tall ceilings, like 15 feet high ceilings. So you'll be able to come there very soon if you live in the down south area. We also have our Cutler Bay office, our Accelerate South Bay office, the one that you used to manage for us, Danny, in Cutler Bay, which is the address of that one is 10700 Caribbean Boulevard, Suite 301. You can go there and get some free services. Then we have our office in Overtown, which is on the OBRC, the Overtown Business Resource Center, 1490 Northwest 3rd Avenue, Suite 106. Same thing. And the last but not least, our office in our main facility, which is located in the Dr. Dorothy Bendroff Mendigoff Social and Economic Institute building, 5120 Northwest 24th Avenue. You can come here. In some of our facilities, we have incubator space available. So you can check that out to see if you're looking for an incubator space. If you need a mailbox space, or if you need a business location to use a mailbox space, if you need a space, a meeting room space, because you want to meet with your clients at home, you can meet with them at any one of our resource centers for a meeting with any clients that you might have. All of our centers come equipped with computers, brand new computers, desktop, desk, office supplies. They people friendly. Okay. Parking, we have parking at each and every one of them, so you don't have to worry about parking down the street, around the corner. Parking is right there, readily available at all our locations. So I think I said all of them. I think I gave all the addresses. And all of them have a manager at site. And we just looking to serve the public. We're looking to serve the people, business owners. That's what we do. So
fantastic. And I'm super excited about what you guys are doing, Mr. Leroy, with the incubators. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
thank you, Danny.
I loved what I saw at the Richmond Heights, the newest one in your collection, your portfolio. Very beautiful. You guys did a great job of decorating it. It's very homey. I love you have what is it? Balcony, right?
Have a balcony. You can come to our resource center in Richmond Heights and sit out on the balcony, enjoy the wind and the breeze and the atmosphere. Like, can you imagine? We have a balcony at our center. Yep. What I'm proud about is that we got the Richmond Heights is a brand new building. Everything is brand new. It's a beautiful place. Goulds is soon going to be brand new, beautiful, because we're relocating this new location. And Of course, Accelerate South Dade office is a beautiful place. You helped decorate it along with the former commissioner, now mayor staff, Ms. Rahel, and myself. We did that. I'm looking forward so much to work with our new commissioner in District 8, which is Danielle Cohen Higgins. I'm sorry, Danielle Cohen Higgins, which is the new commissioner for District 8, and the new commissioner for District 9, Commissioner Keone McGee. Both of them been giving us great support, been helping us financially, and we're looking to serve the businesses in a district at 100%. Like, and if when you go to any of our centers, if the customer service ain't good, call me. Because that's one thing I pride our organization on is delivering excellent customer service. So I want to thank everybody that support us. Thank you, Danny. Like, you shaped that Accelerate South Dade office. Beautiful place. So I'm looking at now how I think we're gonna, I don't know, but I did get some drawings to relocate our Overtown office into a newer facility. It's going to be about the same size, a little smaller. But when we move into that new facility, hopefully within the next year, that we're going to do that all over and have a grand opening for that one as well.
Right.
So I'm working more now to try to look at ways how I can do more at the Overtown Center, because that center needs a rehab. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Leroy, I'm super excited of the collaboration with the mayor's office, right? At Richmond Heights, the Bullard Plaza is actually a building that's owned by the county. And the mayor figured out a way to make it work. You have the incubator. I'm looking forward to assisting you guys in all of the locations and working together to create content and really level up all the small business owners that are there. So I'm really excited about that. I want to congratulate you on all the hard work, and it's paying off and it looks beautiful. These facilities are amazing.
So I want to say this, Danny. So I want to thank the mayor as well. Our female mayor, the first female mayor of Miami-Dade County, Mayor Danielle Levine Cobb. I've been knowing her, like, we started doing community stuff around the same time. So I've been knowing her for over 25 years. Beautiful person. So we're proud to be a partner with the mayor's Thrive 305 initiative. Like, we so happy to be a part of that. I know her heart is in the community, and I know, her track record when she was commission approved, how much she cares about small businesses. And this past budget, general budget that passed, it had a lot of pieces in there for small organizations and for to help small businesses. So I think this year we've seen a beautiful budget that was friendly throughout the whole county, things that was offered to everybody. It touched on everything. And particularly, it gave more resources to small nonprofit organizations like ours to help small businesses. So I want to thank you, Danielle. Thank the mayor for us here at Neighbors and Neighbors Association for our partnership and continued partnership with her through the Thrive 305 initiative.
Thank you so much, Mr. Leroy. And we're looking forward to great things, and we're excited. So this is the Huddle. So I'm going to go to Ms. Laquette. She's got a question or a comment. Ms. Laquette.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Danilo. Good morning, everyone. And I think the program, and I've actually visited the location in Cutler Bay. It's a really nice setup. It really is. My first question is for the location in Cutler Bay versus the location in, I think, Liberty City. There's a price to rent or use the incubators in Cutler Bay versus there's no cost for the one in Liberty City. What was the determining factor? Like, why is there a difference in one? There's a charge for one and not for the other.
Okay, so a couple of reasons. So it all depends on our funding cycle, how much funding we got, what the needs are. But I think you can agree with me that the cost is very minimal. So in the Overtown office, we have to pay at the OBRC, we have to pay a CAM fee because they don't pay it for us. So they help us pay the CAM fee, and the funding that we get don't allow us to pay the CAM fee. So we charge the tenants a small fee to help cover the CAM. So that's one. In the one in Liberty City, we're not charging a fee. We did in the past, but right now we're not charging a fee because our funding source allow us to do it right now. And we're trying to get now, because of COVID and the way it's situated, we signing up tenants now. We probably got 6 tenants in there now. So it all depends on the funding cycle, what's going on in the location, and what we can pay for out of our budgets. So, but at one point, we was charging no fee for any other site. And what we found, charging no fee, we had people not coming, people not appreciating the service. And when you pay for something, then you want to get a use of it. So it's a collective of things, the reasons why. But I'm sure everybody will understand that what we do charge is very, very minimal. It's very, very cheap, you know, and you can always negotiate. So we found that when we was doing all the centers at no charge, you know, people was coming once a day, you know, holding up space. But then when we put fees on it, then we got more. We got the people coming more and spending more time there and taking advantage of the classes and the workshops that we was offering. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Ms. Laquette, and thank you, Mr. Leroy. Anybody else have a question or comment to make right now? Please raise your hand and I'll pass you the mic. And while I wait for those hands to go up, Mr. Leroy, I want to ask you, you know, we're getting to the last part of 2021. You can see the temperature if you really concentrate, like change a little bit. And I got some hands up, so I'm going to go to them, but I want you to start thinking about what can we do as small business owners to make sure next year, hopefully when COVID is kind of in the rear view mirror, what do we got to, what do we have to do? You got the answer? I
already got the answer.
All right, what is it? Mr. Leroy?
So here's the answer. I could not give you a better answer than this one, okay? First thing is, since COVID, it's been so many classes and training because of Zoom that's been offered everywhere in the country. Like you can literally every 30 minutes find a Zoom somewhere, a conference call somewhere where it's a small business class or training being offered. So going into next year, what I would recommend everybody do is when you got some free time, day or night, search for some classes that's being offered. Because let me tell you, you can never, if you think that you're in a position where you don't need to take any more training or classes, then that's a problem. Because if you're in business, you got to learn to recreate yourself based on the economy and the situation. And the way you do that is you learn that from watching other people. So I say this thing is that a lot of people say when you make a mistake, they say, well, don't worry, you learn by your mistake. What I say is don't learn by your mistake. Learn by other people's mistakes, okay? Because some mistakes you can't recover from, okay? So you might make that mistake that will cost you your business, cost you your home. So don't, of course, you got to take a chance, but do your homework and your research. The money that you get from a loan or grant will never outweigh the education and the training that you get to learn how to run your business properly. I promise you. Because if you know how to run it properly, if it's situated in a location and you got that hustling and that drive and that ability, it's gonna work. Okay? If you learn how to recreate it with the time, okay, and what's going on. So I would say going into 2022, I would hope everybody, whenever you got some free time, search for anything that you can learn from that got something to do with stabilizing and growing your business. Okay? And when you do those lease agreements, make sure you read them because they're giving you short-term leases now because the property values are going up so much, and they don't want to tie their leases up at low amounts when they can give you a year lease and then change it and increase it 20%, 30% the next year, every year. So if you can get a good lease at a good price for a long period of time, you know you're going to be there, you know, weigh your options. But be careful, okay, with those leases. So, and the last thing, and I'm not knocking anybody that's a taxpayer, because everybody got their own work and their own specialty, and I don't have none, right? So I didn't go to school for this. I learned this on my own, right? But when you go to do your taxes for your business, make sure you're going to someone that's going to put the time in it. But most importantly, you know your tax stuff before you take it there. Because if they do it wrong, they're not responsible for it, even though you're paying them, you are. Okay? So don't go to somebody that takes your stuff. You go home, they call you back, they ain't got no questions for you, nothing. They give you the tax paper, you sign it, and they're gonna say, I'm gonna make sure you don't pay no more money, you don't pay no money this year again. And for 20 years, you ain't paid no money because they made sure you ain't paid no money, but for 20 years, you've been in business. Do that make sense? So don't let nobody cheat you of the wealth of your business. Pay Uncle Sam his money, report your taxes right, and write off all the things that you can write off like the millionaires do. If you can write them off, write them off. Pay your taxes. Pay Uncle Sam his money, so that way when you get to want to spend your money, you can buy what you want to buy and don't worry about nobody questioning where the money come from. And if you need a loan, you can go someplace and they look at the loan papers and see that you made an income and study saying 20 years you ain't made no money. Who gonna give you a loan if you ain't made no money in 20 years? Now we know you made money, but you told Uncle Sam you ain't made nothing. You say, you know what? I just put that, I did make some money. And you think that person who giving you the loan gonna trust you now? So please go to the people that gonna report your taxes right, pay them right, question them. If they ain't got no questions for you, ask them why they ain't got no questions. But most importantly, you organize your stuff by week, by month yourself before you take it there, so you know what you're taking there. Okay? And don't undervalue your business by not paying taxes because you're trying to save money. Do the right thing, because when you do the right thing, then you don't have to hide nothing. It's so hard to keep lying and lying and lying. Okay, and if you think you've been in business for 20 years and ain't made no money, and Uncle Sam don't know no better, sooner or later, it's just a matter of time before they come, you get that letter, you know, saying you're being audited. Okay, so I hope that adds some value to y'all life, you know?
I think it does, Mr. Leroy, for sure. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm going to go real quick, guys. We have to wrap it up, but we're going to go real quick to the hands that are raised. Ms. Sabine, and then Ms. Stephanie, Teresa, and Gasoline, and we'll close it there. If you can make your question or comment brief, that'd be great. Ms. Sabine?
So I've been a recipient of the Mom and Pop grant, so I want to thank him for making that available. And they did simplify it as a result of the COVID situation. My question is, earlier you said changing a name or whatever is going to delay the time that you've been in business. Is that the same as adding a person into the business as well?
No, so changing the name, don't delay it. If you're changing the name to keep from paying money because you was hit with a penalty because you paid late, then that's a different story. Adding someone don't decrease the years or the value of that business. But if you change the name, add a letter, take away a letter, swap something, it's pretty much the same name but something different because you didn't file before by May 1st, then you started a new company. That old company, the name is totally different. And you did it because you can easily put it up to find out that you didn't pay it. So in most cases, when particularly the mom and pop, they got a year limit, like some 1 year, some 2 year to prove that you've been in business. and you done changed that, and it don't have that year value, although you've been in business for 15 years, but you change the company name to keep from paying the corporation, then you started a new company. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you can amend your corporation and still keep the value of it, but if you're doing it because you didn't make a payment, then you changed and started a new company. I hope that answers your question.
It does. Also, because you was talking about the taxes, does the incubators that NANA provide have someone who does tax preparation?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
So so we're not getting into that. So that's your personal tax information. That should be someone that's certified to do that. That's a professional person to do it. So we don't do that, but we can help figure out what all license you're gonna need. We can help figure out what it costs, where you got to go pay from. You know, you can come to our centers for free and get online. We can help you do research. You know, you can come look for a job there. You can come update your public assistance there. So it's not just to help you with your business. If you're looking for a job, you can come there. If you need to update your public assistance because you're on public assistance, you can come there. Okay? So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Sabine. Ms. Gasoline.
Good morning, everyone. So, Mr. Leroy, you also mentioned about taxes or whatever. What if the business is inside of another business? Do you still need your local business taxes as well as like the fire inspection and stuff of that nature to apply for the mom and pop?
So yeah. So if you're sharing space with someone, it can be 5 people in the same space. As long as all 5 got a different license for the same space, all 5 can apply. As long as they're not family members that live in the same house. They could be family members, but if they live in the same house or married, live in the same house, only one can apply. But it can be as many businesses as the agency that you're getting a license from. If it's 10 in there, if all 10 got a different business, they own business, even though they share the same address, all of them can apply.
And even though I know my municipality, which is Miami-Dade County, for someone who just started their business, where would they know or to look for their municipality or district?
So it's easy. You can call 311. Call 311, tell the operator, give the operator your business name and tell them you want to know if you're in a city within the county, if you're in a municipality. So they call a city a municipality. You want to know if you're in a municipality, if your business is located in a municipality in Miami-Dade County. Say, I know I'm in Miami-Dade County, but am I in a city in Miami-Dade County? And they can tell you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to take the opportunity real quick. I'm going to give Ms. Laverne the last question. She has her hand raised. The mayor and Chief Copeland have this new policy at Miami-Dade County called No Wrong Door. So 311 is being strengthened. And also anybody, myself included, anybody who represents Miami-Dade County should be an open door for you to access the information that you need. So that's where we're headed. No wrong door for anybody. If you have a question about what you just asked, Ms. Gasoline, anybody should be able to answer it or route your question properly. So consider me one of those doors, all right? Ms. Laverne.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for this informative information. It was greatly it's greatly needed. I worked with you this summer with my son, Malik, as well, and I enjoyed that program. It was ran very well. Thank you so much. However, I am now dealing with the church, nonprofit organization, of course. And where would I get my applications from? Would they be through Commissioner McGee's office in the Goose area?
So is it a nonprofit?
It's a church, yes.
Okay, so nonprofits cannot fly. I'm sorry, I didn't think about mentioning it. But you have to be a for-profit business to apply for the Mom and Pop grant.
Okay.
Okay, but you can contact Public Housing and Community Development. So you can go on miamidade.gov
Mm-hmm.
and you can pull up Public Housing and Community Development Department, PACD.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and they offer applications for nonprofit organizations, but it's not year round. So you have to find out when they're gonna release their request for applications again. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and another one, grants coordination department. So if you contact grant coordination, they can tell you what some sites you can go on that offer funding for nonprofit organizations.
Sounds good. Thank you so much again. And it's good seeing you again.
Thank you, Ms. Laverne. And so I think that's any last questions for Mr. Leroy? Okay, great. Well, Martha Mello had a comment or a question. Martha, you get the last one.
Yes, Mr. Leroy, I need you to ask you a big favor to you and to all the team to singing together Happy Birthday to Danilo. I met this also team, Mr. Leroy and Danilo and the District 8. And for me, it was a blessing, a really blessing that you don't have an idea. I don't even want to remember because every time I remember, I start crying. So I want to ask you, Mr. Leroy, and everyone to sing into this beautiful person, beautiful human being for helping small business owner. A happy birthday. So
Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Take off your mute. Take off your mutes.
On 3. Everybody unmute now. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danilo. Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Wow. You guys are amazing.
That's
Miss
one for the
Martha.
Brothers Brotherhood. You ain't gonna
Thank
never get
you.
a birthday
Oh.
celebration like that.
Never, Mr. Leroy. Thank you so much, everyone. What can I say? You know, it's an honor for me to know all of you guys, work with you guys, and together we're making some good things happen. So I'm just very grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for this opportunity and for the work that we're doing. So thank you for supporting the Morning Huddle. Tell others about it, please. And we'll do this every Friday. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. And I'm out of words. Thank you guys so much.
And many more.
Yeah, we got some singers. We got some singers in the group.
The fact that Ms. Martha took her time out to create a video for you, that was amazing. So yes, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you for this platform. You always bring in the right people here to give us guidance. Leroy, I appreciate you so much as well. You've helped our business. So you guys just continue doing what you're doing. I see that the Huddle is growing and I love it. So everybody, yes, continue to help this platform grow.
Way to go,
Thank you.
Leroy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Danny. So can I close my words, Danilo?
Yes, sir. You got the last word.
So first, again, I want to thank you for inviting me. I want to say to everybody, like, I'm no different from you. Like, my background is the same. What y'all been through, I've been through the same thing. But what separates me from a lot of people is my drive, right? And so I'm telling you this because I want you to inherit it if you don't. My drive to succeed and to be successful. And so if you scramble up all that money to go in business, obviously you had some confidence in yourself. So if you did that, you don't want to waste, you don't want to feel like that time and that money, that resources was thrown away. So you got to work hard, man. You got to be the first one to get up in the morning and the last one to go to sleep. Because you got to make it work. Because it's nothing like being in business 15, 20 years and then it don't work and then you got to go work for somebody else. You can't do that. It won't work. I'm telling you, right? You're a leader. You know, having a small business is the greatest thing in this country, right? Just the fact that you had a notion to want to do that, I salute you, because it's a hard job. Going in business is not easy. It's complicated, but you got to do your homework. You got to work hard at it, you know? And as the harder you work, the better you get, the more you can relax yourself sometimes when it's time to do that by hiring other people and teaching them. But you got the most thing they got to have is that customer relation skills, man. That's the number one thing, boy. Because if you treat somebody good, sometimes they don't care how much you charge. They just want to feel good, you know? So that's my closing words. Not looking down on anybody, not thinking I'm better than anybody. I just want to see y'all succeed, man. I just want to thank the county, the city, every government department that ever funded what we do here. I want to thank them so much, man, for allowing me, you know, to show the community that I'm far worth more than what anybody thought I was. Thank you. Thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Leroy. Thank you, sir, so much. And there's nothing more to say after that. I just want to say thank you, and we'll do it again next Friday. Thank you all.
Good to see everybody. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you, Mr. Leroy.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.